Hello guys, just Goron here, and for once I'm not doing a voiceover. As I said in the last episode, today we will be doing a bit of a tour around the park. So instead of doing a time-lapse, we're going to be just working on... well, we're not going to be working on anything, we're just going to be walking around the park. I'm going to be showing you the stuff that we've built, some stuff that I've done off camera every now and then. I've been doing things off camera that I haven't shown. So I'm not sure if this works. Oh no, you can't rename guests. But there is a thing you can do with staff. So let's find like a zookeeper or something. Oh, here. You guys will do. Because there's a little trick, like a little Easter egg. If you call someone Tedget Cam, you get to walk around as a person. So let's move to the front of the zoo. Now over here I've got a bunch of stuff piled up, which is just stuff that I use or intend to use. Like this is all like a bunch of behind the scenes stuff from the workshop that I plan to be putting around. What are these bricks? That's pretty cool. But yeah, not really that interesting. Over here we've got the entrance. Now you may have seen it in the intro, but I actually redid a large part of the entrance after the episode in which we built it. One of the things you might see is like these benches and the fact that I redid the soil, but most importantly I redid the entire pathing and placement of the entrance, the little gazebo things, because they were just slightly off and I couldn't live with that. I had to fix it. I also put this elephant on a little pedestal because I put a bench inside there so that people don't actually walk through the elephant anymore. In real life it's actually just on the ground. It's also a bit bigger, but in order to get that bench in and hide it away, I decided, yeah, let's just put that like so. Now over here we have the entrances. They didn't change anything. They didn't change at all. I did put these ceilings in every gazebo thing. That's what I'm gonna call them. So that they're all nice and neatened up. And over here, of course, is the service desk, which is not getting a lot of visitors at the moment. So, you okay there? Quicksand and everything. Now today's episode, of course, we're just going to be walking around the park, so I'll probably be rambling a lot. But if you want to just see progress and building, then you can probably skip this. But if you want to just enjoy a nice me rambling about the zoo and about what we've been doing, then you can stick around. So yeah, over here's the main entrance. This one has been changed slightly. I have put a thatch roof on top, which is actually not accurate. I thought it was, but turns out that it's actually a wooden plank roof. So we still have to fix that. But this one, same deal. I put a thatch roof on that is more pointy than the one that we had when we first built it. So all that needs is a sign saying toilets this way. And yeah, and this needs to be kind of closed up because it's actually a very shallow shack. And this needs some revising as well, by the way, because this is actually a big glass rounded window, and it's not all that big. It's actually, this should go a bit further back. Oh, there's music here. That's actually pretty accurate, because there's music all around the parking lot and entrance. And of course here we have the gift shop. It's always been there. This is one of the buildings that was already there before we started recording the series, and it hasn't really changed much since then. I've revised this in one of the episodes. I redid some of the pathing there, but I think in one of the episodes I put in some of this merchandise, but it's far from finished. As you can tell, there's a hole in the ceiling. There's just stuff all over the place that we just want to get rid of pretty much. And oh geez, this is very claustrophobic. Yeah, this needs some revision for sure, and decorating as well. But that's something to do in the future, or maybe off camera as well. It's kind of stuff like this doesn't really work well for time lapses. So probably do stuff like that off camera. Now something that also needs changing, which I probably will do off camera. I might try to record it because we also missed out on the other roof of the second primate house, which is that visible from here? Yeah, there it is in the distance. This roof needs to be redone. It's hella ugly. I can't look at it anymore. Like, especially now that we've got the other one, like, and it worked. I gotta redo this. I know I can do better, and I just have to do it pretty much. And this place, I mean, here we've got some foliage in, and that actually livens up the place so much, because here it's so barren and this is dead. But this place is actually filled with like palm trees and bamboo. All over the place is bamboo. So that needs to be put in soon as well. Now, over here there's some toilets, which is just whatever, a toilet. And this is all temporary pathing pretty much. Oh, someone didn't clean up after themselves. Yeah, this entire pathway is temporary. Just to get people across the zoo more efficiently. Over here is going to be the second land bridge, basically. Or, well, I guess the third, but it's the first left land bridge. Yeah, this needs some revision. I think this path slightly slopes upwards as you walk over here already. Over here there's like a little playing area. Over here is going to be the Persian leopard, which isn't in the game, but we'll find an animal that we can put there that kind of suits it, or maybe a future DLC will give us something. Which I guess I should mention, I do plan on updating this park as DLC comes out, as maybe the park changes stuff. Although that's a promise I'm not sure I'll be able to keep. Oh yeah, let's go in here. Still pretty happy with the inside. This is a bit messy still, but we're gonna revise it, so that's fine. I guess this needs some work as well. I feel like these walls should be closer, but at the same time I don't. I kind of have to look back at my reference to see what that's like. Of course the chimps are not in yet. But I'm happy that we got actually some seating in here, because there's actually tons of seating in the real one, but there is just not the space for it. I mean, I guess I could put another one here, but it would get the people congested and whatever. But this I'm still really happy with. The only problem, of course, being that the gorillas can glitch through the roof and then walk through the chimp area, technically counting them as escaped. So that is something that we should change, so that they I mentioned it in the last episode, we want to higher up this wall so that they can't get across anymore and escape. I don't care that they glitch through as long as they can get back down, and I haven't seen them up there in a while, so I think they're fine. So yeah, over here we have the first restaurant, which is mostly finished on this side. It has a way in, it has like little benches where actually people can sit on. They don't do it a lot anymore. They used to do it a lot more, but they kind of stopped doing that. And there's a food store in here. I guess what drew people in was the fact that there was food and drink and toilets in here, and now there's just a food stand and a toilet stand. Wait, actually, this is a drink stand. Oh, now that explains why people are always complaining about there being no food, because there isn't any. I thought this was a pizza stand, but we might get another food stand in here then. But and over here is the back of the restaurant, which I need to change still, because this is the old look. I had some really old reference photos from the internet, but I took some new photos and this looks completely different now, so I've got to change it accordingly. And the area over here is actually a staff area, which I think these are already staff paths. You can tell by those logos, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, because that's why... Oh, no, wait, actually, I knocked out this. That's why people don't walk this way. I think these are staff path. I'll have to check that. But oh, and I also knocked out this so that people don't enter. Well, this is supposed to be a staff area, but people can walk into the restaurant from here. So, and we got the pathway down. This needs some more detailing because there's like some rocks here where people can sit down and listen to the gorillas. They do feeding shows here, I think. Currently I just got these on like gorilla educative stuff. Yeah, this just needs a bunch more detailing around here and foliage and stuff like that. Leading us up to the lions, which is kind of the first thing I built, which was also mentioned in the first episode. Oh, he's going for a swim. Don't see them do that often. Have gone through a lot of revisions with the lions. Like, it still needs a little viewing platform over there, as well as I gave them a bit of hard shelter off camera. I put oh I can't actually get down there. Oh, well, I guess I'll just... Oh, it doesn't let me through. Well, I can walk through here and through there. Hello. Yeah, I've been fidgeting around trying to open this up for them, but I can't. I found like a little exploit to keep this fence open, allowing them to walk through, but I couldn't find a way to count this as part of the habitat, especially with the fence, with the gate being over here. I then moved the gate and tried to get it to work that way, but I just couldn't get both this and this to be part of the same habitat. And keeping these anti-climbing things at the top there, which is kind of vital for the look of the habitat. So that's why I decided to just throw another art piece up into this tree, which you can't really see, which is good. I guess, yeah, you can kind of see it over there, but it's pretty invisible. And that gives them like 40% hard shelter, so helps out a bit. People were complaining like, oh, I can't believe they don't have any shelter, so that's why I decided to add something at least. But yeah, staff area, nothing really on there. First land bridge leading to the back of the primate house, which needs some more detailing. This is all temporary. Walking along, there's going to be like the first big safari place, zebra, I think wildebeest are like out here as well. And yeah, what we need to do is there needs to be a fence like along the bottom of this land bridge and some other stuff. Oh yeah, I put boats in. There's just one boat kind of circling the lake area. I really have to figure out, let's quickly walk over there. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with the docks, because they're bulky as hell, and the actual dock of this zoo is supposed to be really slim, and kind of have like a waiting area, and then they walk up to... Yeah, well, you know, it wouldn't be so bad if there was just a single one of these. Just a way to place this down in such a way that you only have one of these docks. But even if you have like entrance and exit on one side, the other side exists and it's in the way. It's ugly. So I either need to find a way to hide that or get rid of it. And then there's the other issue is, which we'll see now actually as the boat comes in, you have to make a loop. So it has to go in one way, out another. And I can't have it go back and forth like the actual boat does. So there's actually 2 tracks in the ground for back and forth, and I just have it loop around like this. You'll see. It looks so stupid. But yeah, it comes in. And it docks. And I'm sure I can find a way to make that better. But, man. There it goes. Off again. Yeah, that's something I really have to think about. Do I want a functional boat ride, or do I just want the aesthetics of the dock? Because I feel like there is no way to do both, sadly. Now coming down the first land bridge, we end up over here at the first aviary of the park. Of course, very temporary. We're gonna do something similar to the flamingos, where we have the ropes simulating a net. Now this aviary contains dik-diks, kettle, ergot, and hornbill. I'm not sure if this is actually... Oh yeah, this is my app is English, so those are the actual English names of those birds. As I said in the last episode, and possibly also the one before that, I'm not sure. I'm gonna try to find animals to put in the aviaries, probably just peafowl and flamingo. But since this one contains dik-diks, I'm curious if there's like a small thing. Bongos don't need that much space actually, so we might be able... How big is this? Okay, it's a bit on the small side for a bongo even, but I'm sure they won't mind that much, or we can make it a little bit bigger. So I might actually put a bongo in this one as our bootleg dik-diks. These things actually look... Oh no, they don't really look that much more like dik-diks than the bongos do. Of course, they also have pronghorns, but they need a lot more space. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Now, this is a very crowded path because like half the zoo is walking here. I set the limit to 1,000, which seems to be kind of an optimal. Over here is a staff area leading to like the car safari, and this is actually kind of the interesting, because this is where most of the action is going to be happening in the next few episodes. We're going to be working on this area a lot because I really focused on getting plenty of reference for this place. We got the big wild dog exhibit, which is actually a bit too big. I think we have to trim it down a bit, because I could tell from the paths over here. I took the bus safari. I don't know if I told that yet. Yeah, me and my dad went to the zoo and we took the bus safari, which drives along here. Yeah, it drives along here, and on this side you have another big wild dog habitat, which you don't actually drive through, you drive past it and you can see them lying there from the bus or car if you go by your own car. But what I could see from the bus was actually behind this path that we've already got. I could see some cheetahs walking around. So there's actually like a cheetah habitat here. The bus safari continues on this way, and you go through a gate and you end up in another cheetah area, and there's actually another cheetah here and another cheetah there. Basically they have like, I think the lady told me there was like 18 different... Oh, did the game just crash? Oh no, it's just stuttering. Okay, there's like 18 cheetahs that they have, and they all have, well, almost all of them have their own habitat, because well, they're pretty solitary creatures. Like there's a couple of them that are together, like breeding groups and sisters that are being put together, as well as like a mother with her 2 babies. But most of them all have their own little habitats, because this zoo is actually like the head of cheetah breeding in Europe, so they tell all the other zoos what to do. They are the same for the rhinos and another species that I can't remember. But yeah, over here we have the cheetah, the hyenas. They're happy enough. They're not happy with the space, but I can't make it any bigger because it won't be correct. So they have to live with it. They're fine. They're fine. But yeah, as I said, this area is getting a lot of work in the upcoming episodes. Because when we started this area, I just got stuck on me not having enough reference. And so that's what I focused on last time I visited. I made sure to take plenty of pictures, videos, panorama pictures, making sure I just get everything down. Where are the little viewing areas? This one over here, into two separate cheetah exhibits. There's shelter and staff areas behind here, which I kind of already knew, which is why I placed this temporary stuff there. But I've got some better pictures of it now. I kind of figured out how this path goes. I haven't put the path back in, but I've terraformed it properly. And the elevation, I think we've got it right now. We did a lot of fumbling around with that, but I think it's about what it should be at the moment. So, and then this way is going to be a little African village with some restaurants and stuff in it. Then, big reveal coming up, because this is the second land bridge with our new moat, which we put in like 2 episodes ago. But if you remember correctly, what we built that episode and is now finished, or close to being finished, still need to put this in. Just a tiny little thing that needs to be done, and then it's finished. But I got all the ropes in, which is the main thing. You can see some floating ropes. Those were an experiment. Basically, they fit into slots like these, which I'm not sure if I want to fill up or not. I feel like it's good to do, but it would also become very crowded. And I'm actually pretty happy with the way that it looks now. It looks exactly like I wanted it to, pretty much. The ropes, just imagine there being a net, and it's pretty much spot on what it should be, which is great. And of course you can walk in. It's pretty crowded. People like the flamingos apparently. And you got a bunch of flamingos in here, and they're pretty happy as well. So, all's well and good. And that kind of leaves us where we left off last episode. Oh, you can see the boat has also made it back. With the monkey habitats, which still have all the temporary stuff placed in. This bridge needs some altering. I found out that there's actually not as many support beams as I put in, and also some of these have glass instead of wooden planky things, which I don't know why there's glass there, because the view gets blocked. Okay, I'm not allowed to jump off apparently. The view gets blocked anyway because of these, so why would you put windows in there? Doesn't make sense to me, but so we're gonna put them in. Now finishing off, can go down here, view the monkeys. I wasn't able to put the benches back in. I think I mentioned that either last episode or the one before. Like, oh, I forgot to put the bench back in, but I can't. The terrain is too uneven. I got one in over here, but the terrain is too uneven for me to put any more benches down. So sadly, that idea had to be thrown out. But yeah, here we are back again at the gorilla house. Now this one's a lot cleaner and compared to the other one. It's still very kind of messy and crowded, but in a good way almost. Like here I can blame it on the scaling, but the other one is just me building it really messy. So yeah, gorilla habitat, land bridge leading across. Here's going to be some toilets, and this will lead to back to, let me think, over here's pelicans, so we're probably going to do another flamingo habitat there instead of pelicans. And then it also goes to that same African village. And if you come around the bridge again, and this area will lead to further safari and the giraffes, I think. And then this way across the water here. Oh, I haven't put any water back in there. You go across the water here, you will get to the tigers, the another aviary over there. There's the second dock, you can already tell. And one of my favorite areas, which I've been really looking forward to building actually, is the Congo Square and the reptile house, which is over here. But we probably won't be getting to that for a long time, because I really want to kind of build what's over here first, kind of work our way to the end of the zoo. Because that's something I have been noticing, is that if I go too far ahead of myself, if I get too far ahead, then I start making big mistakes that like have big repercussions, like the height difference between the two bodies of water. That was just a case of me building too far ahead and like, oh yeah, let's put in these boats, and then later finding out, oh, everything needs to be different. So it's best to just build piece by piece, and because then you figure out like, oh hey, these things don't connect up very well. Whereas if I plop down a building here now and then I start making my way towards it, I might find out, oh hey, looking at the things that lead up to it, the terrain needs to be 1 meter higher, and then I have to redo most of that building. So to avoid that, we're just going to be working on this area first, starting with the wild dogs, cheetahs, and I think it's almost time to put in this safari bit, because this bridge has been empty for so long. Poor bridge. Anyway, that was pretty much the entire zoo up to this point. We rambled a bit, we talked a bit, was nice catching up. In the next episode, we'll be working on some more building, so hope to see you then. This is me out, signing off. Sayonara. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.